Okay, I'm joined here by manager Luke Garrard as we prepare to head to Chippenham town tomorrow afternoon. Luke, after Lark Hall on Saturday, there was a lot of frustration from you about the performance despite the win. How did you address the lads this week, and what have you been trying to kind of drill into them ahead of tomorrow?
So we come in Monday all about our good practice in terms of what we're asking from them at the start of the week, seeing if they're going to implement it in the match game, and go through that on a Monday. Good response, good question and answer in terms of what we want from them and them giving us feedback. I watched the game back and it's never as good as it is and it's never as bad as it is. And I felt that in spells on Saturday were a lot more positives. We could have been a lot more clinical in front of goal, but I give full credit to the teams for getting into the areas that we want to work within, and it's just about finishing it off. But overall, the job was to get into the next round. We've done that. We've played 3 games since my return. We've won 3, scored 9, let in 1. Disappointing in the manner in which we've conceded, but Ash has already played his part in the 2 clean sheets prior and saving the initial chance they had early on. So, yeah, frustrated and emotional on the day, but on reflection, a lot more positives.
And your first league away day back in charge of the team, an opportunity to pick up some points and try to climb further up the table. What's your feeling heading into tomorrow? Are you excited?
Hugely, especially with what we have to our disposal. Spoke at length about returning to the club, the personnel we have in the building, the aims, the objectives, wanting to get promoted. That hasn't changed, and we obviously faced Chippenham, who I went and watched first hand on Tuesday evening away to Weston-super-Mare, who have their strengths. But for me, it's about what we do, and that's been my sort of mindset returning to the club 3 weeks ago. It's irrelevant what opposition do. We have a system and a shape that can be adapted to enhance our way of playing, and that's the message we've been giving the players this week. They've played a few shapes, being Chippenham. It doesn't matter. We've played Eastbourne and Welling, who've changed shape between the 2 of them 6 times. It's about how we go about our business, about how we solve it in terms of our overloads, playing our play and our patterns, and making sure that we're clinical with our finishing. But excited to get on the road down to Chippenham. But it's about us getting 3 points, having a positive performance, and, like you say, from the offset, climbing the league.
And having a full week of training as well as rest, do you think that will be crucial for the players coming into tomorrow in terms of perhaps having a clearer head and potentially being more clinical? I always say, you'd rather be lucky than good in a job that we have as managers. The timing of my returns, I've been very lucky because we have played Saturday. And when you're trying to implement slightly new ideas, a slightly different message to the previous manager, to have and afforded the luxury of having 4 training sessions a week, we've done a mini pre-season. We've tested them, see what level they are in terms of their fitness. We've done sessions where we're trying to enter zones that I went away and done some homework on and got some information on what the most effective way of scoring goals is, and we're trying to implement that at this football club. And to have the luxury of having 12 sessions in a 3-week period aids that. You see that especially in our clinicality against Welling. And we are getting some really good areas. Cav, who's joined us as an analyst, has shown the group that through the unit work, through the individual work, and to have the luxury of the Saturday through to Saturday allows the team to recover, as you suggest, and also the personnel that are waiting in the wings. We're getting them topped up in the week. We're appreciative of them falling behind slightly with no match fitness, but we train with an intent, there's an intensity to our play, and we get the luxury of having them work ever so hard throughout the week, and the group together learning a lot more and getting to understand what I expect from them as a manager. And yeah, you did mention, after another question, looking at tomorrow's opponents, Chippenham Town, they're 3 points off Enfield Town in the bottom 4 of the table, and are coming off the back of a loss. Obviously, it's early in the season, but they'll no doubt be hungry to start picking up points. Do you see that as a potential big factor in how tomorrow afternoon could pan out?
Every team sets up to go and win a game of football. I watched them, as I say, on Tuesday evening, watched them against Salisbury, watched them against Tunbridge. We've done our homework. And this is obviously for set plays, for restarts, the way they want to play through their 14 and 4, their rotations, so on and so forth. They'll have an eagerness to start their campaign. They've obviously gone out of the cup on Tuesday in a replay against Western-super-Mare, so they'll be hurting, but they could have quite easily taken a lead in that game. Probably should have been 2 goals to the good through their striker, and that's the level. If you're clinical in the 18-yard boxes, that's the difference between winning games of football and not. So we have our own agenda. Our agenda is not to be hidden. We want to get back up into the National League with the first time of asking. And I don't say that loosely. I don't say that tongue-in-cheek and feel that that's just going to be the case. No, we have to work ever so hard. We have to work ever so smart. And with teams like Chippenham that currently find themselves, like you say, 3 points off Enfield, they got a bit between their teeth to go and get their league campaign started. Like I said, it doesn't matter what goes on away from this football club. It's all white noise. It's about what we do. We have to go down there with the mindset, the confidence, the belief to continue the work that we've been doing in the last 3 weeks. And that's by sticking to the game plan, sticking to the system, understanding what I'm asking for as a manager and delivering on that come 3 o'clock so that come 5 o'clock we're travelling back home with 3 points.